Hello everyone! In this video I'll be reacting to one of the early uploads from the YouTube channel, the Game Theorists. I hope that you like their videos as well because I'm a huge fan of their show. Yes, they put out really good quality videos. And having said that, this video came out in 2013, so I think it's around 8 years ago. It's not really that good compared to current, not nowadays quality, but still it's very nice to watch. If you do like this video, please consider going there and showing support for them. If you do like my videos, please consider like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel, please. And comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Thank you so much, and let's start the video. Comment. Okay.
Video games have predicted your future. You won't like it.
It's like tarot cards. Tarot cards, right? Definitely tarot cards.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game
Hello.
Theory. Rearrange the letters in our name and you get Gyrate Me Ho. Think about that for a minute. And think about this. Video games are fascinating. With your help, this show has already united practically
Matt, you're naughty, naughty,
every gaming universe into one shared canon, but today I wanted to approach the topic from a different angle. If we were to create a timeline of every single game based on when its story takes place, which one would be set furthest in the future? You'll find out the answer here in a few minutes, but what I stumbled across while doing this little exercise was even more fascinating. You see, by lining up the games, patterns started to develop, and in this case, video games from entirely different franchises all seem to predict the same things happening at about the same time in the future.
Same thing at the same time? Can't be, right? It's just coincidence.
In short, the video game industry, through their shared predictions, has unintentionally created a sort of gamer's Mayan calendar.
Okay, for the viewers who doesn't know, right? Mayan calendar is how to say is taking reference to okay, have you watched the movie 2012? That movie takes reference to the Mayan calendar in which the world is going to end in 2012, the apocalypse. But look at bright side. Right now it's like it's already 2011 and we are still alive. So yeah.
That provides a disturbingly clear prediction of what will happen to you, to Earth, and to life as we know it in just a couple short centuries. Consider this a spoiler alert for your life. Before we get into any fortune telling, let me point out that video games predicting the future is nothing new. Look at Smash TV. I said Smash. Set in the year 1999, but released in 1990, this insane run-and-gun arcade game successfully predicted the rise of reality television a decade before Survivor's Richard Hatch ever bore it all in Borneo. Now, if only Mutoid Man was selected to hand out roses as the next Bachelor, now that would be some must-see TV. Other accurate games. Before they became solid, the early 90s had Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake predicting a fuel-producing algae able to replace gasoline. Sure enough, in 2012, algae fuel started to roll out at 4 gas stations in San Francisco, but the most accurate example is also the most unsettling, as Deus Ex predicted the 9/11 attacks a year before they happened. The game's interpretation of the New York skyline had the Twin Towers noticeably absent. This was the result of the game's memory limitations. But the cover story they wrote in the game, that the World Trade Centers had fallen as the result of a terrorist attack.
Oh my god, that's coincidence to wow.
What started off as a workaround for memory limitations ended up foreshadowing the worst moment in America's recent history. Eerie and definitely dark. But not nearly as dark as what's going to happen to us if the rest of these predictions come true. Here's what we can look forward to. We begin in a future not very far from our own, the 2020s, where we find the lines between what is human and what is robot are beginning to blur.
Right now is the 2020s. And it started off with the worst pandemic that the world have ever seen.
On one side, Mega Man and Proto Man represent science finally creating the world's first truly humanoid robots. Concurrently, nanotechnology continues to evolve, notably in the little-known Nano Breaker, set in 2021. 6 years later, 2027, the technology is ready, and the world of Deus Ex Human Revolution comes to life, whether you asked for it or not.
That means human and robots, the line get blurred. Oh gosh, that's great.
I never asked for this.
Fusing man with machine, upgrading ourselves to superhuman status and polarizing the world in a debate about the ethics of human augmentation. Over the next few years, our enhanced selves and robot partners get put to the test against a new breed of self-proclaimed super criminals in Captain Commando and biologically enhanced rebels in games like Haze. But all in all, life is peaceful for about a decade. Then comes the 2030s, when technological progress slams to a halt. Overwhelmingly, games predict that sometime between 2030 and 2080, the world will be crippled by a lack of fossil fuels. Some desperate countries will turn to space for a solution. Carnage Heart, Machine Hunter, Tobal No. 1, Red Faction, even Halo all see Mars being colonized during this critical time.
That is very true. Earth is running out of fossil fuels, you know, right?
But while some other countries explore new worlds, others stay focused on this one, becoming locked in wars for domination over the natural resource supply. Killzone 2 and Fallout both depict the need for petroleum, sending the world into a nuclear apocalypse. Star Ocean: The Last Hope calls it World War III. 2077 is the breaking point, as the US and China desperately lash out against each other, and the confused world releases a flurry of panicked warheads. Scared civilians literally bury themselves to survive. Once facing the endless possibilities of space, humanity is forced to hide underground in Fallout's vaults and Metro 2033's subways to avoid the radioactive chaos. But the situation goes from bad to worse, as humanity must turn on itself. Shortly after the nuclear apocalypse, mutated viruses begin to take over survivors, living and dead. By 2079, whether you believe in Fallout or Crush, Kill, and Destroy, the new enemy becomes your infected neighbors, friends, and family. Thus begins a dark period in games. I could only find a handful of titles taking place during this post-apocalyptic period between 2090 and the early 2100s. The games, like the underground civilians, just seem to hide, waiting to return to the surface. The few games I did manage to find, like Warzone 2100, Metal Warrior, and Battlefield 2142, all tend to feature the rebuilding of societies and battles involving mech suits, since, you know, it would be unsafe for humans to walk around on the surface unprotected, unless they wanted a third eye, or a tail. But by the mid-2100s, the radiation has subsided, and a newly humbled human society slowly starts to return to the surface, trying to piece together a civilization and still searching for a solution to their limited resources. And that solution comes from outer space. Remember all the mining operations on Earth and Mars prior to the Great War of 2077 and subsequent nuclear fallout? Well, as we struggle to find resources, they're back in action, and they're starting to find more than just fuel. Beginning around 2150, alien artifacts start to pop up around these dig sites, causing some pretty serious side effects. 2145, employees on Mars start to go insane as depicted in Doom 3. 2148, Mass Effect has us finding Prothean technology on Mars. 2214, Dead Space's Black Marker, a dangerous alien artifact, is found by Earth's government in the deserts of New Mexico. Truly, we are not alone. And no game makes this clearer than Mass Effect, where the aforementioned discovery leads us to faster-than-light travel, faster than you can say,
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Splendid.
Within a year of faster-than-light travel, we find that Pluto isn't a chunk of ice at all, but rather the equivalent of an interstellar bus stop. Who knew? And by 2186, we've successfully joined an alien council, killed an alien council, and destroyed the galaxy-wide railroad with your choice of colored beam. Left without the ability to travel from star system to star system, surprise, it's Halo that picks up the slack. Reinventing the Prothean technology technology we just lost with the Shaw Fujikawa slip space drive in 2291, once again opening the universe up for exploration with faster-than-light travel. But this time, the universe isn't so eager to see us. Whether it's dismembering necromorphs in the Cygnus system in 2508, fending off the dual onslaught of Flood and Covenant on a ring world in 2525, or wielding the power of a well-executed Macarena against extraterrestrial Teletubbies in 2499,
Extraterrestrial Teletubbies.
I think we can all agree opening the door to space simultaneously opened a dangerous can of worms. So to summarize, 2020s, technological progress, 2030s through 80s, resource wars, 2090 through 2140, waiting underground, 2150 to 2300, emerging from the ground and making alien contact, and 2300 to 2500, alien wars. But you know what I find truly
Science fiction tropes as future predictions?
fascinating about this?
Fascinating.
That's it. We're left with an Earth defending itself against toe touches and tea bags. In a medium where game designers can make any world they want to come to life using a few
Minecraft.
zeros and ones, depictions of our future tend to stay within the first half of this millennium. Granted, the order of events coincides well with what real-world researchers are already saying. Right now, robots are moving more freely by the day, and within 10 or 20 years we should see our own Rockman roll. Regarding a resource war, some experts speculate that 2060 may well be the date we deplete our petroleum reserves, a date that just so happens to be smack dab in the middle of the range video games predict. And remember the 30-year dark period where we theorized survivors were waiting underground? Fallout from a nuclear apocalypse can take anywhere between a few months and a few decades to dissipate back to safe levels. So a 30-year hibernation of human society would actually make a lot of sense. But all that aside, what happens in the year 3000, 4000, 100,000? This is where games can truly speculate, and sadly don't. Jump ahead 2,000 years now and Neo Contra shows us Earth as a world devolved into a prison planet. Jump
What? Thousands of years later?
ahead another 3,000 and you no longer have Earth, but instead lost Jerusalem, an abandoned planet no longer appearing on star charts in
Abandoned planet Earth? You're kidding.
the Xenosaga story. Oh, and that game set furthest in the future? The clear winner is Boombots, set in the year 15 million billion. Never heard of Boombots? To summarize, a group of aliens called the Feline Alien Research Troop, or FART for short, invades Earth and steals all our cats. So we create the Boombots Underground Technology Team, or BUTT Team, to stop them. Yeah. So after years of hardship, rebuilding, and defending our homes against outside invaders, we have this to look forward to. Great. War never changes. It just involves more cats and lamey joke acronyms. In total, the take-home message today isn't whether or not these predictions come true, it's that video game victories are short-lived. It's easy to think of these games existing in vacuums, and that when you beat the final boss and the credits roll, you're done. You've saved the universe.
Save it for how long? For 1 day? 2 days? 1 year? 2 years? What comes after then?
But the thing to remember is that, really, you're just playing out a chapter in a much larger timeline consisting of all other video games. Sure, you may have won the day this time, but Dr. Wily will be back next week with a new plan. The Deus Ex guy will still be complaining about never asking for this. Each and every victory will be short-lived, and eventually all of them will lead to the cat aliens taking over, and maybe, just maybe, as a future human goes to bow before his feline overlord, he'll find this video and smile, knowing that someone millions and billions of years prior was thinking of him, and thinking about his place in the grander scheme of things. But hey, that's just a
The future. Oh,
theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to the super amazing end card tournament.
Oh, that picture. Wow, that picture. MacPad, why? Why do you do that? Okay, anyways. Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna slap myself out of it. And yeah, let's go to the super amazing end card tournament.
Where last episode, the response in the comments from you guys was overwhelming. Seriously, I cannot explain to you how awesome it was to see fans from all around the world getting into the contest. It made me so tremendously happy, and I hope you all enjoyed it too. That said, it's time to announce the winners, and let's face it, you're all winners, but some of you more than others. And those others are Japan with 77%, Belarus with 85%, Taiwan with 92%, Ukraine with 93%, Martinique, Russia, Armenia, India, and China, all with 100%. And a special shout out goes to America, who really stood no chance in this contest, I knew that going in, but crushed everyone in absolute numbers. Anyway, enough looking backwards, it's time to look towards the future. Question of the day, which version of the future would you like to live in most? Metroid, Fallout, or Mass Effect? Click on one to choose, and I'll make sure that your choice gets sent along to Santa Claus, so that maybe you can get your wish this Christmas.
Metroid, Fallout, or Mass Effect? I think Metroid.
Hey, have you subscribed yet? You should.
Subscribe. Mine too. Thank you. So Fallout is an immediate despair for our planet. I'm living on this planet. If it's Mass Effect, okay. If it's Metroid, it'll be outer space, and you know who is that villain. You know who is the bad guy. Correct? In Mass Effect, you don't know who is the bad guy because people could be backstabbing you from all directions. Correct? Metroid is more towards me good guy, you bad guy, me fight you. Ta-da! That guy. So yeah. And also I like the fact that one individual can destroy the entire planet. Wow! What do you think about it? What if someone actually did that to my planet? Wow, gosh. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.